Alright guys, let's go ahead and get into this message for Virgo or Virgo cross-watcher. Start the timer. We will finish the second portion of this over on members. But here's what I'm getting. Now this is the second video that I actually wrote for you guys. The first video I wrote for you was yesterday, and I might still record that one and put it on members like as its own video. It just depends. Like if I feel like I need to do it, I will. I think it's related to this message, but I think it's somebody on the other side of things. Because I woke up this morning and I'm like, no, I feel like there's something else I need to tell Virgo. So I started writing, and I got so much that I got tired of writing. Like my hand got tired of writing. I was like sloppy. But like I said, I think that the first one is someone on the other side of this situation. So let's go ahead and get into it. I think, unless this has already happened, because we're all on different timelines here, that somebody here is about to trust a situation. Hasn't done it yet. Not really. Somebody is about to trust a situation or entrust their heart or entrust their faith into the situation, even though there's no real guarantee that this, whatever they are entrusting their everything into, or their heart or their mind, body, soul, whatever, there's no guarantees that it's not going to completely destroy them. But that's life, isn't it? Isn't that everything that we do that we have no experience with, or that it's something new to us? There's no guarantees at all. We just kind of have to like go for it and figure it out as we go and experience it. Of course, like it will. Of course it's going to have challenges. Of course it will bring its own type of special lessons, we'll say. And I think somebody's realizing that no matter what, you know, they're going to have the experience one way or another, whether it comes in this form or it comes in some other way. They're going to have the experience because perhaps there's a specific lesson in it for them, or several in one. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here in this message, is somebody who is kind of like wanting to put their heart on the line, like really put their heart all the way on the line and kind of like trust fall into a situation. But, well, at least up until this point that the video is being recorded, their heart or their fear won't let their heart surrender. But yeah, that's life. The unknown, not knowing what will happen. It's about taking risks and the uncertainty that accompanies unexperienced situations. I mean, there's always uncertainty in something that we have no experience in yet. And we could say, well, I have plenty of experience, like let's say the love department. Yeah, but everybody's different that you had experiences with. So, you know, and you're talking to me here, so this is something I understand. There's nothing wrong with a person that's in this situation or in this mindset, at least, where they don't know, whether it's you or another, where they don't know if they can fully like do this or if they even should, but they want to, but then they don't want to. I mean, that's relatable. Anybody who doesn't understand that, I mean, they would confuse me, because I totally understand that. Putting our heart on the line, putting a lot on the line, putting our everything on the line can be scary. Yeah. Especially not even just our own heart on the line. If we have children or a child or even our family, when you get into relationships, you also put those people at risk as well, because they also experience the person and whoever's connected to the person that you're with. So you have to consider other people. Now, you know, depending on the type of family you have and stuff like that, some people don't have families where they give two shits what they think, and I think that's also healthy depending on the family. But with children, and I mean, now if our kids are grown, that's different, I guess. But even then, you know, these are people that will be around for special events and take our time. And so who do we want to share our time with that would also be shared with those we most love? It's an important decision. This is a very important decision. It's nothing to take lightly. It's a major decision on someone's journey, and they've made this decision before, but it's always going to be different, because every experience we have, it has different people in it. And even if we have different experiences with the same person, there's still different experiences, you know? So again, whether it's you or another, I totally understand this kind of pause. This pause, we'll call it. So choosing to have faith that whatever we experience, we can take something from it and allow it to grow us if we grant permission and surrender to the experience. Yeah, I think that's what's going to end up happening here. Like, that's what somebody knows. I don't think it's something a person doesn't know and isn't aware of, that no matter what they go through, they have the possibility and the ability to grow through if they allow themselves. But that don't mean that it's, you know, it's an easy decision. Like, and also, there's no rush. Not really. There's no real rush. Like, when in doubt, leave it out is what I say. I mean, sometimes there's a need to kind of rush and get out of the way or move forward and, you know, make quick decisions. But in this situation, it doesn't feel like any rush. It feels like someone doesn't need to be in any type hurry. And anything that makes them kind of feel like they need to be in a hurry, I would run away from it. Like, we all work at our different pace and our different times, and you know, sometimes the class is moving too fast for us, and they're like, well, you know what, the test is almost over and you're still taking your test, and it's like, well, then perhaps I need to join another class. I understand that you need a certain student to be at a particular speed, but me, myself, and we work differently here, and I just cannot move at the rate in which you would like me to move. So therefore, I thank you for your time, monsieur, but I am going to another class that can work with me here. Okay, so someone may be wanting to take a little bit of time, or which I did write out, and we might get into that more. Well, I don't know, we may get into it before we go over to members, but this could also be seen from a couple of different perspectives, and I'm going to give those perspectives. We'll get into that. I don't want to get confused here, so let's keep going on the trajectory we're currently on. This is what's about to occur here, if it's not already. Again, some of you this already happened, some of you this is currently the situation, some of you this is foreshadowing, where the state we are in right now, or a person connected to you, is really about to trust the situation, or got to a place where they were really about to trust the situation. And at the top of that peak, you know, is going to stop for a minute and pause for a minute and figure out if they really want to do this or not, okay? Someone is about to embark on a new journey of love, okay? Or already did. Okay. Sorry, my nose is doing that fucking itching thing again. So annoying. God. It's probably this hair. It's just, anyway. Let's keep moving forward. We're going to push through all the distractions. Leo had a bunch of distractions in theirs as well. Anyway, someone is about to embark on a new journey of love, perhaps shortly after the destruction of another one, with no real guarantee, again, how things will go until the first step is taken and experience begins to happen. This is someone considering a new experience and what steps they're going to be taking to embark on the journey. So that's going to make things a little difficult. That's why I said there is no rush. Hopefully someone's not rushing here or didn't already, because, and I used to be like that. You know, I used to rush into everything. Like I've talked about this before, but if you're new here, I was a serial dater. I always had to be in relationships, like always. I wasn't raised believing that, meaning like anyone put that in my head, but I was raised seeing it, that people weren't really single ever. And so I took it on. Like, I wasn't told I had to believe that way. Well, not necessarily. I mean, then again, religion did try to pound some things into my head. But mostly I just saw everyone dating and everyone married and I still see it in the world. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I think everybody has a right to choose what they feel is right for them. But I'm wondering if half of us are choosing Chewies. Someone do a Chewies, a restaurant. I'm wondering if half of us or somebody's chewing here, chewing right now, literally chewing, or chewing on their gums, or chewing on their nails, or chewing, or hungry, or just ate food in their teeth. Toothpick. Okay, I don't know what the hell, that just came out of nowhere. Most people are in relationships or choosing to be in relationships because they're not actually the ones that's choosing it. It's their programming that's choosing it for them, and they believe that they have to do it because they believe it's actually love, when they haven't even really given singledom a chance. They haven't even really, they don't know themselves as much because they've spent half their life being with other people. And if they think that they know themselves, they've only given themselves, what, like a year? If that. And in that time, they still dated people and saw people and talked to people. So how much do they really know themselves? More than they know actually people that they get with. So I wonder if half of what people are doing is actually love. But it's not for me to know here nor there. I'm just saying, I believe we should have our own experiences. We should be able to believe in what we want. We should be able to love who we want. And so that's not to say that or whatever. But I do think that it's not wise, because I did it. When you go from one relationship to the next, it's just not wise for lots of reasons. Now, can it work? Again, I'm open to everything. I believe everybody has the right to make their own decisions 100%. So yes, I've actually seen it work. Oddly enough, it's very rare, but I have actually seen it work. In fact, I had a client who I used to do their hair, because I'm a cosmetologist. I'm just not practicing in a salon anymore. But when I sure did have a client where they had just got, both of them actually, the partners had just gotten out of connections with other people, long-term connections too, which was very surprising, and ended up together and stayed together. And so at the point where I met them, they had already been together a while, but they had told me when they had gotten out of their connections with their other significant others, they were with those individuals for a long time. And I'm like, wow. I mean, see, some people love that shit. And I used to think that I loved it. Like, I really did. You'd be surprised. I mean, I was such a just so clingy. I was surprised. I probably drove people nuts. Like, seriously. I mean, I had some awful ones too, but I probably drove the good ones nuts. Like, I mean, God, But again, it just depends on what people like. Some people absolutely love that, and they need to be needed, and they need to be wanted, and they need to always be called, and always be, like, have their partner right there, and always, basically, I mean, we even go to the bathroom together. Like, I sit down to pee, and you sit down to pee with me, or you pee between my legs while I'm peeing, like, that type of shit. Like, we take showers together. We can say all day is to preserve water, but really it's because I can't get enough of you. Okay, that's not unhealthy to some people who love it, if it's like mutually, if it's consensual and both people are mutual on that. But for most people, that's not the story. Like, that's not the case. And so if this is somebody who's just getting out of something, especially something big, like a long-term relationship or marriage or something, and then going directly into another one, there's this trepidation either on their part, deep down, or they're gung-ho and ready for it, and it's trepidation on the partner who they're getting with now. Even if it's somebody they're getting back with, it's still trepidation. Like, it's there, okay? And if not there between the partners and they're going for it, and both of them don't see that, maybe, like, what's the rush? If you're so in love with each other, what's the rush? Now, also, it may not be a rush if both people agree, but okay, listen, there's other people to consider here too, like children. So those children may be affected, and depending on how old the children are, I mean, maybe they're grown adults, but if they're not, maybe there's trepidation in their hearts, which we will touch on in members, because I wrote that down. I knew I wouldn't get anywhere near finishing. There's a lot to talk about here in cover. So basically, someone here is either nervous about embarking on their own journey into this new, like, falling into love again, getting married again, perhaps, moving in together again, having children again, starting over in love, doing it, putting themselves out there. Either one of these partners, both of these partners, or the people on the outside, be it the children, the family, people's exes. That'll always happen too, or the exes, where the exes will be like, oh, and I mean, and so then there's that, and then there's friends will even be like, damn, man, like, or woman, like, what are you doing? Get you explain. So yeah, there can be very happy people that have to have somebody. Seriously, there can be happy people like that. But it can also be where we think we are, and we're fooling ourselves, because we're in a society where it's fashioned before us that everybody has to have a person. Everybody has to be in a relationship. Plus, it's also quite impossible unless you make lots of fucking money, but then you can't really even be home. So one suffers, whether it's spending time, if you have children. Not everybody has children, not everybody wants to have children, but if you do have children, sorry, I'm talking fast, it's because I'm channeling like a motherfucker. But if you do, you know, you want to give them a good life and not have a partner and be able to, so one suffers. Again, either you can't spend time with them because you're always having to work, or that you will spend a lot of time with them but you have less money, unless you just have it like that and somebody left you a whole lot of money. But we're kind of like put into a society where you almost like have to have somebody or a partner that goes in halvesies with you, or like supports you or some shit, because it's like hard to survive, you know, or you got to have roommates or something. Like, we're built on a society, and there's nothing wrong with having people. Like, we need community. We need community. We need our peers. We need people around us. We need support, and we don't need it all the time. Actually, there's times when we need to retreat from that, but it's just kind of built where we have to kind of need each other. And even a lot of times we don't see it. We just don't see it. We think that we're in love, but really, I mean, we can be in love all day. Why do we have to trap what we love? Why do we have to marry what we love? Why do we have to have sex even with what we love? Like, I can't even tell you right now that I know my sexuality, because what does sexuality matter if I'm not having sex? What the fuck does it matter? Is it who I'm attracted to, or who my genitalia is attracted to? Because currently it's no one. So am I asexual? Like, what am I? I don't give a fuck. I think I'm all and nothing. I think I'm whatever sexuality you want to call me, and I'm also nothing, because it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm kind of in the in-between of figuring this fucking shit out, and I don't know if I'll ever figure it out. I don't think we ever figure it out all the way, and then we leave. But anyway, all that to me said, somebody needs to really think here before they like go through with this and make sure. But are they going to do it? I'm going to tell you right now, somebody isn't going to do it. And that's okay. Do you know that's actually okay? That's not me coming from a place of like, oh, holier than thou, you're going to fuck up. No, what if you don't? What if actually this is what you're meant to do? Or if it's not you, you know, somebody you know, what if it's actually what they're meant to do, guys? What if this is your friend doing it, or your family member? We could say all day like, oh, they shouldn't, you know, take your time. I mean, I would say that, but ultimately, who am I to say that? Because I don't know their path. And maybe this is it. Maybe it will last forever. Maybe it won't, and they'll learn a lot of lessons. Maybe it'll last forever, and they'll still learn a lot of lessons. I don't know. And none of us really do know. So I'm just saying, it's good to consider different ways to handle things, you know? We know the one way, somebody's like, I'm gonna go for it, but really I got this fear. But still to think they're gonna go for it anyway while they have this fear. And then we have another way where we can just wait until see if like the fear transmutes into something else and tells us a different direction to take. Maybe it's the same direction, but maybe it's later on down the road. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Some of you, this is a state of mind either you've been in or another from something that ended, but one of you or the both of you may have thought or are thinking currently, why did I put myself out there? Why did I trust this? Why did I waste my time? That would be the person going from an ending straight into something else and not completely ready, or others around them are not completely ready for it, or think this person isn't completely ready. So again, we're going to leave it there. We're going to move on over to members. Thank you guys for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.